Hello and welcome to another episode of Rubicon Unlimited. I'm James, and today we're going to be talking about the notorious tailgate rattle. We're going to look at reasons for how this could happen and ways to solve it. All right, let's talk about this thing. So, a lot of you guys might be driving down the road and you start noticing some rattling in the back. And a lot of times that's just from a fatiguing hinge on the Jeep. And there's a few reasons for that. A lot of us like to upgrade our tire size. Upgrading the tire size is going to put a bit of strain on that OEM hinge. So as you probably know, you can go out and spend a bunch of money on an upgraded hinge. And I'm sorry to say, if you do run bigger tires, you should be doing this, because this added weight, especially if you're going down trails, is gonna really pull on this tailgate, and it wasn't designed for super heavy tires. So I've done this in a past video. I've upgraded to the TerraFlex HD hinge. A bunch of other brands have copied them since, so there's a bunch of options out there. But if you want more information on that, you can check out my video. I'll leave a link for that. But it is definitely something you're gonna have to consider. And it would alleviate a ton of issues that you would find in the tailgate, especially when you're running larger tires like we all like to do. Now, with upgrading to a tailgate hinge, you're still gonna have to maintain it. Mine squeaks quite a bit right now because I need to grease it. Everything with the vehicle requires maintenance to some extent. So make sure you're maintaining your parts, whether factory or aftermarket. Another thing that you probably noticed in this video is I've got some stuff hanging off of my tailgate. This is probably one of the earliest mods I've done to my Jeep. It's a tailgate table. Now, I know this one doesn't make any noise when it's closed. I've tested it many times. But that's something, if you have installed, you're going to want to take a look at, because this thing could rattle if it was installed improperly, or one of these things that I've got hanging off of it could cause a rattle. So you're going to want to take a look at that. Next up, and let me just show you right away, the back of my Jeep's a bit of a mess. I just got back from a camping trip and I've got things just hanging out back here, including a tackle box. But when this thing is cleaned up, I always have a toolbox back here, okay? And these things are filled with pieces of metal that are gonna bounce around and make noise. So if you're hearing something rattling around the back, maybe empty out the trunk first, okay? That's step one into diagnosing and troubleshooting a rattling tailgate. Okay, I know you guys are smart people and most of these things are pretty obvious, but there are some things that are a little less obvious. And one being the striker designed for your tailgate. Mine is worn out. So these things do have a bit of adjustment in them. You can undo these 10mm bolts and kind of move them around, front, back, up and down. And it coincides with this here. Mine was actually pretty busted up. I was missing the rubber piece on the end here. So this has been fully replaced. But a way to diagnose if this is causing the rattle is you can quickly take some cheap electrical tape and put it on both surfaces, top and bottom, close the tailgate, go for a drive and see if the sound goes away or changes. If that's the case, then it's a good chance that you're gonna have to fix this striker. This will be fine, but you're gonna have to fix the one that's in the trunk. And let's talk about that real quick. So I've been looking at replacing this, but interesting enough, I've come across a different product that seems to be a little more well-designed. And I hate saying that because I'm sure the Jeep engineers know what they're doing, but this striker does a poor job mating up with the tailgate. I found this piece of aluminum and it's relatively inexpensive. It also seems to mate up way better with the tailgate portion fitting exactly the same shape. So this should get rid of any kind of buffer, any kind of wiggle room that would cause a rattle. And it would also bear some more of the load that, say, like a larger tire would have on the tailgate when it's closed, because it would pretty much be supported on this aspect of the tailgate. If you guys want to go check out this product a little bit more, I'll leave a link below. Okay, so this might be one of the easiest installs you'll ever do. All you got to do is take your 10 mil and loosen this guy up. Get these original ones out. Okay, so this is out. You can, spit shine the area a little bit. And then next up, we put in our new shiny piece. Now, keep in mind this one comes with its own hardware and it uses a number 4 hex bit. So let's drop that in. I might even end up adding in a little bit of anti-seize or maybe even some Loctite, just to make sure that there isn't any kind of chemical gluing or reaction that causes these bolts to seize in there. But I'm gonna put these in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it loose because I want it to be able to move slightly. You'll see, I'll just firm it up so it has play, but once it moves, it will stay in place, just like that. So if I bring it to the top, or changes position, it'll stay, but it doesn't have any resistance, because what I'm going to do is actually line this up by closing the tailgate. Okay, so we got the new piece installed here, and like I said, it's installed, but it's not fully tight, so there is a bit of play in it, so that it'll self-adjust with the tailgate. Now I'm going to close it as if we were fully closing the Jeep, so that means make sure the glass is down, and we're just gonna swing it. Now we're gonna open it. So this should now be where it needs to be, and we can tighten it up. I don't have a spec, but I would say don't over tighten, just snug it up. I'm just gonna test that one more time. I mean, it sounds way solid. Of course, I'm going to be testing this, for the next few weeks. I'm going to be on a very extensive road trip soon, so this thing will get its use. Hopefully, it'll be quiet, and yeah. All right, that's it. I think this was probably the fastest install I've ever done on this channel. Thanks again for tuning in. And believe it or not, if you hit that subscribe button, it helps the channel so much, even if you hit the like. And as always, there will be an affiliate link below so you can check this product out for yourself. Okay, we'll see you next time.